State of New California. Notice to all Californians. Grievance 37. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Article 4, Section 3 of the United States Constitution states, "New states may be admitted by the Congress into this union, but no new states shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states or parts of states without the consent of the legislatures concerned, as well as of the Congress." Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising the right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, "Whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new guards to their future security." So it is the history of the past and present governor and government of California who have a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of a tyranny over the counties of New California and the state of California. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to seek a constitutional remedy to the abuse of powers. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity, seek a republican form of government, protection against foreign invasion and domestic violence guaranteed by Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution, and all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states guaranteed by Article 4, Section 2 of the United States Constitution, ordain and establish New California as a fully vested state of the Union of States in the United States of America." The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." Therefore, the counties of New California bring forward 40 grievances against the government of California to be announced in public on Tuesday at 11 a.m. each week for 40 weeks. State of New California, Grievance 37. Statement of facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical communist state government which fails to provide a republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator. Declaration of Grievance. United States Constitution, Article 6, Section 2, states, "This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." Political and economic refugee crisis. The rogue, dictatorial, totalitarian government of California does not accommodate, allow, or recognize political dissidents who adhere to the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution. While professing tolerance, such dissidents are considered undesirable minorities and are scapegoated as extremists. Lockstep obedience to the ideological, communistic beliefs of the political bosses who have consolidated their unaccountable power in California prevents such citizens from advancing in their careers, earning a living, and enjoying a private life. The rogue, tyrannical government of California has generated its own refugee crisis of political and economic refugees fleeing the state. The duly constituted and legitimate government of the state of New California welcomes such refugees and bestows upon them the privilege of asylum and sanctuary in the state of New California, defined as a state that honors the clear and obvious meaning of the Bill of Rights. Sanctuary privileges protect citizens from government outreach, explicitly with reference to the First and Second Amendments of the United States Constitution. Measures to prosecute citizens using unconstitutional laws will not be permitted within the borders of New California State, and those attempting such unconstitutional actions will themselves be prosecuted and brought to justice. The Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation." The Fifth Amendment forbids the requirement that citizens contribute to their own demise by testifying or potentially testifying against themselves or of otherwise incriminating themselves. The government in Sacramento, however, does this on a daily basis. The right of self-defense and preservation is foundational to the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The rogue, totalitarian, authoritarian, centralized control structure that has supplanted our constitutional California Republic and replaced it with a collectivist, ideological, fascist, socialist construct also now compels those Californians who have chosen to remain in California amidst this exodus and who willingly endure the usurpations and abuses by the central government in California rather than fleeing to safe haven states and jurisdictions to contribute to their own demise by continued support of the monoparty centralized dictatorship. Such participation in our own demise is immoral and unconstitutional, and experience has proven that toleration of it leads only to more tyranny. Demanded by necessity and virtue, the state of New California declares safe haven status to returning economic and political refugees who have been, over the course of these many years of the monoparty totalitarian usurpation, a welcome return to the protection as U.S. citizens living within the borders of New California State. Internally displaced persons. Articulation of this grievance does not take into account the number and plight of California's multi-generational internally displaced persons, known as IDPs according to international law. Such persons live in the shadows of political representation and endure frightful visions of their future and are excluded from representation by the communistic globalist government that has now fully consolidated its power in the state of California. Accounting for the high population of the Sacramento-created tent cities does not account or take into consideration the number of IDPs living in the shadow of California society. Illegal acts and tactics. Utilizing Marxist, Leninist, and Maoist revolutionary tactics, the Communist California governor, monoparty system, and local government officials support and celebrate these tactics as a means to introduce and subvert all aspects of California government and civil society in an attempt to destroy the state of California and break down the sovereignty of the Union of the United States of America. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California Communist government, in conjunction with the Communist State Executive, instituted wherever the current Communist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting Communist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. This concludes these proceedings. Please donate at www.newcaliforniaoc.org. Thank you.